Hello and welcome to Beyond the Boundary. This is the 2015 season preview for the Brisbane Lions. My name is Nick Geisen. I'm joined by Josh Rickard and Vinay Lakshman as always. Now boys, in 2013, the Lions absolutely cleaned up at the national draft. In 2014, they've cleaned up in the trade period. They brought in Dane Beams and Alan Christensen. Absolute changing of the guard at the Brisbane Lions here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, now that you look at their midfield now, it'd have to be one of the best in the competition.
I'd say the best.
The best.
Well, you got Beams, you got Redden, Rockcliffe, you got Zorko, Hanley, Rich. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of control up there at Brisbane.
On the other side of the coin, they have lost some players. Jonathan Brown, he's been a legend of that club. Brent Maloney, Ash McGrath. Joel Patfull's been traded away. Jack Crisp, one of their promising up-and-coming key forwards there,
you go.
has also left the club. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously the big out there is John O'Brien.
Yep.
Obviously too many concussions got to him, which is a great shame. But his time was probably coming to an end anyway without the concussion that he had mid-year.
He'll stick around though.
Oh, he'll stick around. He'll help them as much as he can.
Yeah.
I think, just correcting what I said earlier, I'd say the best midfield on paper. But it's yet to remain to be seen how they work together, how well they do that. But on paper, it's pretty bloody overpowered.
Well, they've also got some good depth there. They've brought in Mitch Robertson from Carlton. He'll probably be in out of that best 22 a lot of the time.
Well, I've heard that he'll slot straight in. According to Brisbane, he will walk in, was the word they used.
I think he'll play on a half-forward flank
and
rotate through the midfield.
The news from the Brisbane Lions, from the horse's mouth, is that Christensen and Beans and Robinson will walk into the team. So
straight in there.
I think we talk about this midfield and how good they are. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them as well because we'll go into it just quickly now. John O'Brien obviously gone. Michael Close, a very inexperienced young tall forward, is going to be basically their focal point.
Correct.
Down there.
You
look at either end of the ground. There's not a lot there, so there's going to be a lot on that midfield to become goal-kicking midfielders.
Correct.
My concern with Brisbane this year is that as a rebuilding team, you really want to be piling up the draft picks, and this year they haven't done it. Their first pick was pick 65, which I believe was in the academy selection, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, on one hand, they've got some great young experience, but also with some AFL level experience players in the like of Alan Christensen. But there's none of those really high-end young players straight out of the TAC Cup coming into the side.
Yeah, well, the thing about academy players is you've worked with them for a couple of years already. So
you know what you're going to get.
You know what you're going to get. You know their strengths, their weaknesses and stuff like that. Whereas draftees, you watch a video, go watch them for a game and suss out there. Whereas with Liam Dawson, Harris Andrews...
They've been working with the Lions.
There's another one there, Matthew Hamilton. They've worked with them for a good 2 years to work out their strengths and weaknesses.
Michael Close, you mentioned, he's the one to replace Jonathan Brown at full forward. He's not exactly that big star number 2 forward or number 1 forward, really, that you want down there.
He's got... the couple of games he played last year, I think what stood out for me was his attitude. He's got the fiery, kind of feisty nature that you need to be a big, bustling forward. I think he's just got to improve, the small things of being a big forward. Taking the marks, kicking accuracy, things like that. It's not unheard of. I think he could do it, but he's got all the right influences as well. Who better to have next year here than a triple premiership winner in Jonathan Brown?
So the other one there is John O'Freeman. He played the back half of last year, and I thought he looked okay. So if Michael Close, John O'Freeman can work together, then we may see something later in the year.
They've got no issues with small forwards.
No.
None at all. Josh Green?
Josh Green.
Not Jared Green. Josh Green. They've got Dane Zorko. Louis Taylor, you're right. And then they've got a whole host of midfielders that can kick 2 to 3 or 4 on their best day. So... it's very promising down there.
Now we hear that Tom Cutler is absolutely burning up the track, that old saying down at Brisbane.
The Cutlet.
Could be a big year for him.
Jackson Payne as well is another that's been burning up the track. And he's got a real opportunity now because he's also another forward that can come in and fill the role of Jonathan Brown. So he's seen the opportunity. It's good to see that he's taking the opportunity at training to show his worth. So that's good to see.
Some of their more high-end talent in Dane Zorko, do we think he's in for that, really cementing himself as one of their biggest performers?
The Magnificent.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a very inconsistent player to date. He has games where he gets 30 disposals and kicks 4 goals. He has games where he has 8 disposals and no goals.
Correct.
So if he can find that level of consistency, then he'd be helping the Brisbane Lions go forward.
I think it'll help him because last year he was the victim of the tag on a number of occasions. But Dane Beams and Alan Christensen aren't guys you want to let them run around just doing whatever they want.
Exactly,
so clubs are now faced with a very tough decision.
Got to also remember that Dane Zorko's only just played over a tick of 50 games. So
which is unbelievable considering the impact he has had at Brisbane.
Yeah, definitely.
He's one of their best players, and he's only played 50 games.
Now we mentioned this midfield. We touched on Daniel Rich briefly, but how big of an impact is he going to make? He was one of their best youngsters, if not their best youngster at that club.
Yeah.
Coming off an ACL, it was 12 months out. Straight back into that side.
Oh, he'll be pivotal to their setup. I mean, he'll play on a wing, I think.
I was just about to say, I think their wings have looked a bit poor without Rich.
Yeah.
But he's back now, and I honestly think he will add... He's got a bit of grunt. He's not just a wingman in the sense that he sort of runs on the outside. He can win his own ball.
Yeah, and
he's a hard
he's
nut.
he's not a skinny wingman.
He's
He's a big wingman.
What's that word, Josh? He's a bit of a nuggety wingman.
Nuggety wingman, yeah. But that raking left foot will be key because... What these key forwards will need is precision kicking into the forward line. And Daniel Rich will bring that.
Definitely.
Now, moving into what do we expect from the Lions in 2015? We saw some, they've sort of been around the bottom four in 2014. Where do we see them going in 2015?
Well, one question on that is I want to ask you guys, what do you think of Dane Beams? I've had a lot of people think, Collingwood fans mainly, think that he'll go backwards. Yeah. Think he'll cop the tag far more often than what he did at Collingwood. Collingwood, Pendlebury and Swan took the attention away. He's at Brisbane now. Will he keep up his exceptional form from last year?
Yeah.
Or is he due for a sort of a dip because he's at a new club and he's with a new host of,
Yeah, well, I think just on that point of he'll cop the tag and he'll have less of an impact, he's in the company of guys like Rockcliffe, Zorko, Christensen now, Redden. It's just one of them cops the tag, another one of them steps up.
Exactly.
You can't stop them all.
I think with Beams, there's a lot of pressure on him. Yeah. Obviously, making the big move. He came out the other day saying that it's not all about the money. He went up there for family reasons. He didn't really care if he went to Brisbane or the Gold Coast, but he gave Brisbane the nod because his brother's there. But the pressure will be there on Beams for sure.
Definitely. So what kind of performances are we expecting from this team? Do we expect kind of a big jump up the ladder, which many of their fans are expecting?
Last year as well.
Well, some are predicting as high as 10th, possibly making the 8th with these kind of midfield additions. What do we see there?
A lot of people are saying they'd make the 8 because they've got these people in Alan Christensen, Dane Beams coming in, Mitch Robinson to add to Rockcliffe, Redden fit again. You got to remember Redden missed half the year last year as well.
Definitely.
Daniel Rich, Pierce Hanley's going to miss the first month, but he's going to come back in and have an impact. So. But my main concern is down the either end of the ground.
It's always been. I think
can the likes of Darcy Gardner, Tom Cutler down in defence hold up an end? Can Jono Freeman, Michael Close be that big, tall key forward to kick a bag of goals? Well, at least 2-3 goals a game to get the Brisbane Lions a winning score. I'm not sure.
Those are interesting questions. I think you've pinpointed it very well. I think the success of their season depends on that. Because their midfield will get the job done week in, week out. I think they'll win plenty of clearances. I think they'll have plenty of inside 50s. I think, as you mentioned, Josh, can they handle the pressure down back and up forward? As you mentioned, Darcy Gardner, Tom Cutler. I think, yes, they can, but not this year. I think they're very good players, Gardner and Cutler and, the like. Jed Adcock's getting on as well.
Yep.
I think another year they will need. And I think they can improve this year, mind you, because Christensen and Beams aren't any mugs that you'll find just roaming around the street. Yeah. But having said that, just a little, need another year in their leagues.
Well, having said that, the pass mark that we've agreed on for Brisbane this year, we've set the bar pretty high for them. We've said 9th to 12th. Probably expecting them on the lower end of that scale. But I think they'll be very happy with 12th or above to finish there.
I'd agree. As you mentioned, Josh, the question for me, can Darcy Gardner stop Buddy Franklin?
Yeah. Well,
can Michael Close hold off Eric McKenzie or, a Tom Lonergan or a Cal Hooker? Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I mean, it all depends if their midfield can kick goals. If they can kick goals, chip in with maybe 6 or 7 collectively as the season goes on, then maybe they might push into the 8, but I can't see this year.
That brings us to the end of the 2015 season preview for the Brisbane Lions. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.